Hey there, Scorpio. Welcome to your reading for the week of September 18th. This week, we're going to jump right in here, and we are going to see what wants to come up for you at this time. You have this in your we're doing past, present, future outcome. You have this card that says, a few years from now, a mark that's forever celebrated. The mindset will define your leadership. You have this card that also says, not worth waiting for. Waiting to live life is not worth it. There will never be a better time. Yes. You know what's crazy is all three water signs had the Three of Wands, or I should say, Pisces and Cancer. I don't know if you have the Three of Wands yet, obviously, but again, this reminds me of Three of Wands energy, which is like, what are you waiting for? Why are you not taking advantage or jumping on something right now? So, if you're like waiting, again, the Temperance card can also be an energy of kind of like waiting for something to happen or trying to make something perfect before you get started. And so, perfection is the enemy of progress. I would just get started. I always tell people as well, we need to be messy right now. So again, I think it's a great time for experimentation in life. That's how I look at it. That's kind of like the mental reframe I use, right? Is that I'm just experimenting. I'm not committing to anything, especially in like projects or businesses or whatever. I'm just seeing what's going to work. I'm just putting things together, right? I'm just trying. And so I think that reframing things as an experiment or just trying to do something is like a better way to make sure that you're not doing something, right? So that's what I get there. You start off here with the Temperance card. Again, trying to make something perfect before you get started. So like I said, that's the energy I get off this card. I feel it would be an amazing time for you to take a bigger risk towards having something or creating something amazing in your life, especially if you're working towards changing your fortunes. You have the Wheel of Fortune here, and so a lot of you could be looking to improve your fortunes or improve your wealth or your success is what I'm getting. And again, I feel it's time to it's time to put the rubber to the road here. I feel that you can daydream, imagine about something all day long, but until the rubber meets the road, you're not going to know how things are going to go. You have the Eight of Swords here. And the Eight of Swords is, of course, a card of self-imposed restriction. I would open up to different ways of doing things. Eight of Swords is only seeing one way of doing things when there are many ways to do pretty much everything in your life. So I do feel that it's time for a little bit of a risk. I feel it's time for you to kind of step outside of a comfort zone. You have the Knight of Swords as well. I kind of feel it is interesting as well this week that it seems to be one of those weeks. It's like after the retrograde, but if you're watching this on the 15th, or if you're watching this after the 15th, I should say, because it is going to be out on the 12th. This video will be coming out. So, what I would say is if you're watching it after the retrograde, it's weird that I kind of feel that a lot of people could still be looking at things in their life where they learn difficult lessons or where they repeated mistakes or where they made decisions too quickly. And it's almost like you're looking at these things. We see this here. You have the Hermit, which he's been through a dark night of the soul. He's learned a lot of lessons. And then you have the Queen of Swords. It's like she finally sees how she can change her own fortunes, which is kind of like what's going on here. It's like she's clear for the first time. So I feel like you are clear on how you can completely change your life. Or at least you have an idea of what you can do, right? With the Temperance card, you have the Sun. Yes, a lot of happiness, a lot of joy coming in for you. I feel like everyone needs, I do believe that everyone needs to focus on the Sun right now. The Sun shines a light on things that we need to be paying attention to in life. And it could be anything, like anything that captures your attention, anything that stands out to you as interesting. I would be moving in those directions with those cards. With the Eight of Swords, you have the Page of Pentacles here. There could be new love coming in for you, is what I would say. It could be like a new connection if you're looking for love. Could be a King of Cups type person. Somebody is already in something though. You have the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords here. You have this Courthouse card, the Three of Swords. So I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It's like either you or a person you're interested in is either married or going through a divorce. And I'm not so sure if this is good or bad yet. I'm not sure if this is getting in the way of a connection or if it could potentially get in the way of a connection in the future. So definitely something to think about, right? With the Knight of Swords, you have the Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles is a card of gratitude and luxuries. Again, it's funny because I said to Pisces that I felt like they were being grateful for the lessons and things that they've been through. And I kind of feel the same for you here, Scorpio. It's almost like you're just examining the difficult lessons you've learned over the years, and you're grateful for the lesson and moving past it, and because of that you're attracting abundance. That being grateful for the things that we go through, good or bad, and getting the gold out of the things that we went through is one way to be very successful. In your current general energies, in your present position, you have this treasure map. It says you're almost there. Don't lose focus. There you go. You have this island. It says find strength in solitude. So again, you have the hermit, and the hermit is the card of solitude. He represents introspection, kind of being able to look at the things that you went through and get something for it. And, that's what I would do here is, like I always tell people, one of my favorite people of all time, Eric Thomas, he says at the end of pain is success. So, I feel but most people, they don't get the success part out of their pain. So I feel like you need to kind of turn your pain into gold. And, every single lesson we learn, there's like a little bit of, there's a little chunk of gold in every single thing. And so I feel if you could go back, and you're not living in the past, you're just kind of looking at the things you've been through, and you're saying, what did I get out of this? Where is the good part of this? And I feel if you could do that a bunch of times with a bunch of things that you've been through, you're going to find a lot of gold, a lot of good treasure, like this treasure card says. You have the Nine of Wands, the King of Cups, and the Hermit. Again, a lot of solitude here, so obviously it could be a good time for you to meditate, for you to spend time on yourself and all that other stuff. The Nine of Wands is also my card of experimentation, and I do believe we're in a time of experimentation. I think it's an amazing time to try new things, try different things in your life, explore new ideas. This is my card of throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks. So anything new that you could do with your life would be very beneficial. You have the King of Cups. I almost feel like this is a person that's either interested in you or you're interested in them. It could be a person who is a water sign, of course, but I kind of feel it's a person who has deep emotions. The King of Cups has very deep emotions. He's sitting in the middle of the ocean. He has choppy waters around him, and the whole point is that it doesn't matter what happens in his life. He is always perfectly stable, and so I feel for a lot of you that this could be a very strong person. I also feel this could be you. Maybe you have developed a lot of strength and a lot of kind of like this energy of, you have many layers to who you are now. And I kind of feel that you are integrating these layers with the Hermit. That's the best way I could put it. You've learned a lot of lessons. You've found all this gold, like I was saying. Now you're like introspecting. You're seeing how far you've come. But it's like now you're at the top of the mountain. I feel like you're trying to see like what you want to do with your life, if that makes sense. You learn all these lessons, you do all these things, and then things change because you learn these lessons, because you learn the lessons, you become more powerful. Because you become more powerful, then there's like more that you can do with your life. That's giving me those vibes. I hope that makes sense. Where it's like your life is kind of becoming this like self-fulfilling prophecy because you're strengthening yourself. Again, that's why I encourage people to do this, because when you do this, then you just give yourself more options. And, I feel that because you have more options in life, now there's like more you can do in work, business, love, pretty much every area of your life. And the Hermit, I feel, is like good in a lot of ways in your reading, because I feel it's saying you're taking your time, you're kind of like putting all the pieces of the puzzle together and seeing where you want to go from here. I don't know, deep. With the Nine of Wands, you have the Judgment card. Yes, waking up. I feel like you're waking up to your true purpose. This is why you're like drowning out the noise. With the, you have this Isolation card or the Solitude card, the Island. You have the Hermit. I feel like this could be why you're isolating yourself at this very moment, so that you can listen to your inner voice, so you can listen to your inner guidance on the change that you need to make. I knew it. With the King of Cups, you have the Ace of Cups. Definitely love. If you want love, this is definitely a very strong connection here, right here. So, and you have the Six of Cups, which is soulmate. So, definitely could be a solid connection. Again, I'm still not sure about this. Again, it could be a person who is married or, whatever. So I would be careful in those situations, of course. But, yeah, that's what I have there. With the Hermit, you have the Two of Pentacles going back and forth, spinning plates. It's like now it is a time of calling your energy back is what I'm getting here. The Two of Pentacles is doing too many things at once, but what I really feel is that it's a period of integration. Like I said, you're looking at all these lessons, you're looking at all these things you've learned, and you're saying to yourself, like, where do I want to go from here? That's what I'm getting. Pretty simple. I think it's complicated, but simple at the same time. In the area of your future, you have this great big love card, you have this Rose's Kiss card, so definitely could be love coming in for you, very solid connection. And yeah, that's really all I feel here, is that there's like a really solid connection. I think it's someone very special, someone very lucky. There's a ladybug right there on that rose. So I kind of feel like there's a lot of luck connected to this person or to you, right? Man, it could be a Cancer, by the way, because I literally just said something about that like this to Cancer, so wouldn't really surprise me. Could be any sign, general reading, but I also feel if you don't want love, that there could be something that you're committing to that you will love, and even if you do want love, again, I still feel there could just be it's almost like you're committing to something. It's like you finally see what will change what actually moves the levers, what actually will change your life. And I say this because you have the Queen of Swords in this row, and again, I'll show you. She sees something clearly for the first time. The clouds are only halfway up her body. You have the Page of Swords here. The Page of Swords is a card of curiosity. I feel like you need to be more curious about yourself. Like, again, all the lessons you learned, like what these lessons are adding up to and what you can do with them. That's what I would be doing here with the Page of Swords. You have the Six of Cups, which again could be a soulmate coming in for you. So if you're looking for love, definitely a very strong connection. The other thing I will say is that the Six of Cups can represent a turnaround. Usually the Six of Cups can be a gift from the universe, and the gift we usually receive from the Six of Cups is a turnaround. So just looking here, we go from here to the Wheel of Fortune. So again, this is a major life change. The Judgment card is like waking up to your true purpose, and then going down to that Wheel of Fortune, it's like your destiny. So a lot of you are being called to your true destiny. But again, I feel like this calling, I really don't even want to call it that, because I feel like the calling is coming from inside of you. It's like you're really it's like a puzzle that you've put together now, like what your destiny is or what your true purpose is, whatever the hell you want to call it. And, I think because you put the pieces of the puzzle together, that is the judgment moment that is happening in your life. Like I said, this is a deep reading for sure. You have the Queen of Swords. You finally see clearly what you need to do. Like I said, she's another card of transformation. She has this butterfly right here on her throne. So, I feel like you're going through a major transformation here. Like I said, I think this is one of those readings that's like a snowball, like a rolling down a hill. It's like one of those things because, like I said earlier, because you're putting these pieces together, you're becoming stronger. Because you're coming stronger, more opportunities are opening up to you. It's like that kind of like that snowball type energy, which makes sense with the Wheel of Fortune. So let's see where this is going. With the Page of Swords, you have the Knight of Swords. Yeah, I would be careful of things that are like rushing into your life. I definitely wouldn't rush with a person if they're married. Here is what I would say. Definitely popped into my head as a kind of like a little bit of a warning. I don't really feel it's like good or bad, necessarily, but I would say obviously it would be bad if if you're attracted to a married person and they don't leave. I always tell people to be very careful of those stories where those situations. I've heard it way too many times in my life. Where someone's been with a person who's married, they're like, oh, yeah, I'm leaving my wife or I'm leaving my husband, and they never do. So, I would be very careful. I would make sure that things are actually happening. I just wouldn't even deal with a married person anymore, plain and simple. With the Six of Cups, you have the King of Wands. Yeah, I think that a lot of your opportunities are going to come from you embracing a King of Wands energy. I'm talking about all areas of your life. King of Wands, bold, assertive. He's willing to build something. He's like the true entrepreneur in the tarot. And that doesn't mean you have to have a business. That just means that when you approach something, that you really nurture it into existence. The things that you care about will care about you. And, that's kind of the rule for the King of Wands, is that if you get an opportunity, if you want it, then you care about it, then it will care about you, like I said. So, I kind of feel that with the King of Wands, that I don't really think it's talking about one thing or the other. I think it's talking about your whole life and, whatever you want to see be successful in your life. I feel you just need to nurture it into existence. It's just that simple. With the Queen of Swords, you have the Tower. I literally said to Cancer that I bet everyone gets the Tower. All three water signs now have had the Tower. I think that there could be a global tower moment this week. So, there could be some sort of bank collapse or something weird happening. Again, I literally have predicted every single thing that's happened because this always happens. I always say there's a global tower moment. I said it when the Queen died. I said it at the last time the banks collapses, the FTX collapse, right? Everything. So, again, don't say I didn't warn you, but, why does this come up in the readings? Because, I think it's important that we don't scream that the sky is falling. It's like, there's going to be a lot of stuff collapsing. It is what it is. Pluto moving into Aquarius, it's retrograding to Capricorn. It's going to move over the cusp of Aquarius. It's going to go back into Capricorn. Then it's going to move over again. We're going to, literally, that's what it is. That is the time that we're in. We are in a time of decay and collapse and stepping into the new, So it's like Capricorn, that Capricorn energy just wants to hold on, just wants to, not let go of old ideas. And like literally we have Neptune and Pisces, which is a challenge to traditional belief. And we are entering into Aquarius, which is excited by the new. So it's like we just have this battle between those two ideas, those competing ideas, right? And it's just important that we stay calm, that we just don't worry when these things happen, right? We just do what we can with what we got right now. That's my mantra for everyone, is do what you can with what you got right in front of you. Again, mark my words, over the next 20 years, by the time we get to the end of the 20 years, what I'm worried about is that we're going to see a lot of people who did nothing and nothing is going to happen really, or we're just going to see a lot of people who are really worried about things that could happen, and maybe those things did happen but really didn't have much of an effect, or they could have just been doing things with their life, like building a business, starting a family, or whatever, instead of worrying and wasting time, right? So that's my warning to people. Like, don't get stuck in this worrying game where you're worried about what could happen, maybe happens, might never happen, right? And so focus on what you can do right now. You have this courthouse card and this community card. I feel there's a lot of community support for you, of course, at this time. I do feel like, clearly, Queen of Swords, King of Swords. I do not like the King and Queen of Swords together as divine counterparts. So, this could be a situation that involves law and order. It could be a divorce situation for some of you as well. But, you have the King of Swords, Three of Swords, Wheel of Fortune. The King of Swords is a card of law and order. So I do feel if you are involved in something legal, that this could be law and order. This could also be, again, if you're going through a divorce or separation, it could just be you dealing with the legal system. You have the Three of Swords, which can be a heartbreak. But again, like I said, if you're dealing with a person who's married, this could be the heartbreak of that situation, if that makes sense. So definitely popping into my head. For some of you, this could also have to do with forgiveness. So maybe some of you are having to forgive a past situation. And, again, the Three of Swords is not a card of forgiveness, like, as in you have to go forgive a person. You can just forgive them in your own heart so that you can move forward. And finally, you have the Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune says your fortunes are turning in your favor. I feel like there's a lot of good things that are happening to you or will be happening to you in the near future. I really see a lot of success and abundance here as well with the Wheel of Fortune. So I kind of feel like there's a lot of luck. It's almost like fortune's on your side. That does not mean anything. Again, you can have all the luck in the world on your side, but if you don't do anything with it, nothing is going to happen. So, I always tell people luck is just preparation, being prepared to get lucky. And I feel if you prepare yourself, you'll be very successful. One thing I will say is that this right here, Judgment and Tower together in a reading, to me is kind of like a sign or a symbol of a major wake-up call, a major revelation. So there could be a big, wake-up call for you at this time. With the King of Swords, what do you know? You have the Two of Cups here, so definitely could be a love connection. Two of Cups is soulmates, again, and like a very deep connection. So I do feel that, this is a confusing love situation. So again, I would be careful if a person is married. It could also just be you kind of going through divorce or separation. I'm getting a million things here. With the Three of Swords, you have the Fool. And maybe you're just trying to avoid a heartbreak here with the Fool, because the Fool could say that you just don't want to be foolish, you are hoping that you're not taking a risk that's going to hurt you, but I don't think it is. The Fool says take a leap of faith. You have the Two of Cups, you have the Wheel of Fortune here. With the Wheel of Fortune, you have the High Priestess, trust your intuition as well. The High Priestess also represents unlimited potential. She has no roof over her head, so it kind of says she can accomplish more, whatever she sets her mind to. And I feel like you need to kind of realize that here, Scorpio, is that you have the power to accomplish a lot at this time. And so let's see here. I already know what's going on for you now. I wish I just pulled these cards at the beginning of the reading. This is your entire reading. You have this January card. You have this caterpillar. It says, things will not always be this way. A change is coming. This is just a change transformation reading right here. I think by the time we get to the new year, that you could be turning into a butterfly, right? And so it's like maybe some of you are in caterpillar soup. It feels very soupy. This is a soupy reading, right? There's a lot of soup going on here. So, a lot of you, I feel that the soup is you adding all those pieces up, like I was saying earlier, processing all the lessons you've learned, trying to find the treasure in your pain and all that other stuff. You have this feather card. It says someone you know is undependable and insincere. I would definitely be careful of people like that, especially if it's a married person. Someone needs to hear that, right? You need to be careful if you're dealing with a married person, not telling anyone what to do. But again, I've heard the story. I've experienced the story myself. So, again, people can tell you all day long that they're going to leave a person until they don't. So, again, it's like one of those things. If you're dealing with a married person, maybe you need to tell them, like, yeah, great. When you get a divorce, come find me, right? when you actually when you actually do what you say you're going to do, then let me know. You have this crown card. It says honor and respect will come to you. I definitely feel like you're kind of getting some sort of crown here. It could even be you. I do have something about a relationship here, but it's kind of weird. I wanted to say that, but it was like business. So some of you, there could be a very strong business support relationship coming in for you, but there could be a loved one as well that also kind of gives you a crown. You have the staff. It says you will be taken care of in difficult times. I want everyone to know this. Like I was saying, I think that we're going to see a lot of people over the next 20 years worrying about things and not doing anything about it. So don't be one of those people. Just do what you can with what you got right now. Again, I promise you, yeah, there might be some craziness in the world. There might be global tower moments and things like that. But if you work with what you got, I promise you, you will be very happy you did. You will be very successful. There's really nothing to worry about. You have this harp. It says great happiness. So yes, I feel like there's a lot of happiness coming in for you as well. But this looks pretty good. So thank you for being here, Scorpio. Really appreciate it. And definitely enjoy your week.